Hey, this is Diana from Fearlessly 40, and I come to you from the mess that is my daughter's playroom. I'm finally back. I've been away for a little over 2 weeks with 3 excuses that are true for myself that I am guilty of that you may or may not identify with, but they are 3 excuses that will get you nowhere super fast. And here they are. My number 1 excuse is that I am out living my life and I'm having fun, and life moves really quickly, especially when you have a full-time job and a family and a life, any kind of life, with or without kids. Here are my excuses. I wrote them all up. I took a 5-day vacation, which was really cool, and we had our long weekend this past weekend for the Labor Day holiday. And I had some work deadlines in between, so I really didn't, keep up with my coaching business as I would have liked to, because once I was done with the work day, I was just, brain dead. Finally, I actually am working with a new client, so I'm really excited that I get to sort of do a little bit of my passion and really work one-on-one with somebody. So, sometimes when you get a little bit of what you want, you aren't as motivated to keep putting stuff out there and keep, your momentum going, because you're like, oh, wait a second, I have to embrace this, reward and to really enjoy that. So it's all good. But when it comes down to it, here I am 2.5 weeks later. I haven't posted anything on my Facebook page. I haven't put anything out on my YouTube channel. And, 2.5 weeks, that's half a month. You've only got 24 of those periods in a year. So you look around and you say, where did the time go? So that's not ideal. So I'm recognizing that for myself, and I definitely recognize it for my clients. And the good thing about when my clients hire me is that, I am very motivated to make them aware of it daily and weekly and help them, be aware of it and get results. Whereas I may or may not be able to do that for myself. It's not a good thing. So anyway, you have to revisit yourself and say, well, am I where I want to be? Am I on my way? If not, how do I keep going? So that's my number 1 excuse, life. And it happens to the best of us. My number 2 excuse, I was going to sort of detail a bit about the book I am excited to read, Money, A Love Story. And I like this book. I'm skipping ahead and I'm, sort of reading ahead, and I'm stuck on one assignment. I'm supposed to write sort of what stories I've been telling myself since I was a kid about money. So you have to sort of delve into your past and be like, okay, what did my parents teach me about money? What do I remember? And I'm like, do I write it in my journal? Do I type it? I'm stuck. And it's really keeping me from moving forward on this. So I have decided I'm going to say screw that assignment and just move ahead and see what is in the book there for me. I'm sure I'll be thinking in my head, about money and my money story. But just because I am stuck on one part doesn't mean that I can't get a lot of value out of the rest of the book and to start putting some things in motion. I can always go back and hit that point. I don't have to do it exactly like it's outlined. So that's where I'm stuck. That's my number 2 excuse. I'm stuck. I don't know how to move forward on this, or I don't want to, so I'm just going to ditch the whole thing. And as I said, I am still going to pick up with it. I'm still going to move on. So there's excuse number 2, why I haven't been updating everybody on my progress. And then finally, excuse number 3 that will get you nowhere fast is something that I am very, very guilty of, and that is shiny object syndrome. And I bet many people have it. I go up and down in periods of wanting to put nothing new in my life, and then there are periods where I'm seeing all kinds of things that I am really, really interested in, and I really want to find out more about them. And one of the things that I am very, very attracted to in terms of shiny objects are books. So I have the money book that I showed you, and one of the books was recommended by one of my Fearlessly 40 Facebook fans, Amy, who I used to work with, and she suggested The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. And I have so many books on organization and cleaning up, and I'm like, could this be the one that helps me put them all into practice? I am very interested in this, so I want to find out. So I just started this book over the weekend because it just came to me. And so there's a shiny object that I'm going after, even though I have all these other things going on. And finally, I have one more book that just came today that I pre-ordered. This one is called Hands-Free Life by Rachel Macy Stafford. 9 Habits for Overcoming Distraction, Living Better, and Loving More. And the reason I immediately signed up for this book is because she wrote a book called Hands-Free Mama that I read last year, and this was one of the best books I read last year. I also liked the Amy Poehler biography, and there was a book by a life coach. I can't remember what it's called. It's a very sassy book title. I'm sure I'll share it later. But this book was one of the most important books I read last year. And it really emphasized sort of the importance of how you're spending your time with your loved ones. You know, are you being distracted by your phone? Are you too caught up in stuff like organizing and cleaning and cooking meals when really what you're after is the feeling of, you know, sitting down to a meal with your family and enjoying talking to each other? So I actually led a book club on this last year and had a very organized itinerary and got a lot out of it. And I mean, I could go a year and enact some of the things that are in this book. So I'm really interested to see how she is going to apply some of those things to just, you know, life in general and not necessarily life as a mother and wife. So I can't wait to get started on this book. So those are my 3 excuses why I haven't made a video in 2 weeks. And I'm just sharing this to show you what it's like to be distracted, and to say that I am coming back. I'm sharing this with you, and in my next video, which I will film in the next 2 to 3 days, I will get back to sharing how you can put together your own plan when you're not necessarily motivated to follow one plan. When your head is all over the place, you don't know what to do, I am going to tease you and promise that I will be back in my next video with help and some advice. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.